Guys, not gonna lie, this new Yasratcha transformation, still scarring me. I don't think I'm gonna recover from this for quite a while. This transformation is so different from any other transformation that we've ever seen in Tower of God. And we've seen a fair amount of them, mostly from the canine's perspective, but a few felines as well. And this transformation, I mean, he's a totally different person. Yasratcha is no longer, he looks nothing like the Yasratcha that we knew from before. The only thing that looks the same is his eye, and his eye is now his mouth? Like, what? Now, when I first saw this transformation, I honestly had no idea what to think. Did I like it? Did I dislike it? Was I surprised? I was definitely surprised, but I didn't know how I would, think about this. I didn't know if I liked it. I didn't know if it was something that would grow on me. And after thinking about it for about a day now, okay, I will say this, it definitely has grown on me. I don't want to say I hated it when I first saw it, but it was definitely a lot different than what I had imagined. I imagined him transforming into something that still looked like himself, maybe more feline, maybe more fur growing all over him, maybe transforming into some kind of cat-like creature, right? And that's what I sort of expected, or maybe something like Yasiracha where he gets more sleek and there's this energy glowing around him. I really thought that could be the case. He is a monster now. Yasiracha transformed into a monster. And I think the more that I look at it, the more that I think about how this design relates to Yasiracha as a character, I love it. I think I love it. I think I do. Only time will tell for sure. I mean, I think I can say this much. The more angles that we saw, the different perspectives and the different ways we saw this transformation made me appreciate the design way more than when I first saw it. I don't want to say again, I didn't dislike it when I first saw it. I was just so shocked and so surprised I didn't know what to think. And now I'm at a point where I can really appreciate SIU's design choice because he was able to shock all of us into, he was able to surpass expectations in a way where we all had this general idea of what his transformation could look like. And this transformation right here was nothing like any of us imagined. It's a monster with an eye for a mouth and steam coming out of his eyes. He became like a spirit. His stomach became this cube-like monstrosity surrounded by smoke. You're telling me that's Yasratcha? If you compare it to Gado, you compare it to Kansan, you compare it to Jordan, there is a gigantic difference. Even if you compare it to Yasiracha, who's another feline, there's a massive difference because with everyone else's transformations, you can clearly still tell that it's them, especially with the canine transformations. Because they're only partial transformations, they're really just growing or emphasizing certain parts of their body or their character. Like Gado, his steel legs become even bigger steel legs. With Kansan, he has this red design, he grows these red wings. Jordan, trees come out of him. They're still that character, it's just the way that they fight is sort of emphasized. With Yama, it's sort of similar as well. He basically gains this aura, essentially, and everything about him gets bigger, these claws, these blades surrounding him, his hair grows, this whitish yellow. So it's really not that different. And then you get to Yasiracha, who his design totally changes, and I think I really like this because this is pretty much the first time we've seen complete transformation. You could argue maybe Yasiracha and Kendrick DL, that was complete transformation as well, but I don't view it the same way, I view it as a more complete canine transformation in a general sense, but the way that Yasiracha transformed was nothing like the other two. Well, it was similar, but what I'm saying, it was so vastly superior in design change and in atmosphere and tone, this huge shift in character that I feel like you can't really compare them directly. It's insane. It just shows you that this is what we've been dealing with this whole time. This is the monster of the Lopobia family. We'd heard all these scary things about Yasiracha before, but it's kind of hard to imagine it when he looks like a cat boy who rides a giant cat and he's got this tail and he's like, "Hi, I'm Yasiracha." It's hard to imagine this guy being this crazy, powerful, and terrifying person. And we got to see it more through his actions, but when you see this, I almost see this as the true form. This is like Yasiracha on the inside. On the outside, he's charismatic, he's charming, he's handsome, but on the inside, he's an absolute monstrosity, and I love it. What's really cool about this too is ever since we'd first heard about Yasiracha, the main trait that was talked about was his watermelon eyes. Those watermelon eyes, you know, I think the line translation said something a little differently, but essentially we gotten hints. Like, don't trust the guy with the watermelon eyes, right? I think it was amber eyes or something in the line translation, but the correct translation is watermelon eyes. And this watermelon-y color, right? And the only thing that stayed consistent from Yasiracha's normal design to his transformation is that eye. Except it's no longer eyes, it's just a single eye like the mouth of Sauron chilling in his mouth. See, we'd only ever seen a transformation like this from Yama. It was just glimpses of it. Like the thing about Yama too, a lot of people get confused about this. Yama has never done a complete transformation. He's entered the mode. You know, he's gone to like 5% of the complete transformation tier. He's just never absolutely gotten to 100%. And he's the closest K9 that's ever gotten there, as far as we know, but he's never actually done an 100% complete transformation. This is a 100% complete transformation from Yasiracha. So it's insane, actually getting to see it. And you can tell, I mean, you know, it's this strange design, like he's part gas, part physical body, but the fear coming from Yama is real, you know? Like, I get that Yasiracha planted something inside of him, but the fear is there, and it's because this look is so different from how we knew Yasiracha. We knew he acted bad, we knew he was kind of evil and shady. This is that side of him. This is the true side of Yasiracha. So now this begs the question, like, how the frick is Yama gonna fight this thing? Not just because it's ephemeral, although that kind of worries me too, but he's also gotta be like, what? Way more powerful. You know what I mean? Like, way more powerful. Like, Yama, even with partial complete transformation, is way stronger when he does that than his normal form. And this is Yasiracha, who spent thousands of years, probably, developing this complete transformation, and he's gotten there 100%. How in the world is Yama gonna fight back? Because he couldn't even fight him when Yasiracha wasn't transformed at all. It kinda worries me, if I'm being honest. This Mewtwo figure with the Eye of Sauron worries the crap out of me, and of course the chapter ends with this massive explosion, and if you saw my reaction, which you can check out by clicking the card, you'll know that the only way I see Yama getting out of this is perhaps by someone arriving, helping him out, possibly Doom or Paul, and I think if one of them or both of them do arrive, one of them or both of them could die, probably Doom if one of them is going to die, and that could give Yama the sort of boost that he needs, the reason enough that he needs to take out Yasiracha. Because, you know, Kanzan was killed by Yasiracha, many members of the K9 race were killed by Yasiracha, but if one of his own brothers is killed, I think that could trigger something deep within him. Especially if that brother is the one who took care of him when he was little. Like, Doom was there when the fangs or whatever, the fear, was placed into them all. I could see a really cool storyline playing out there. Or perhaps there's some kind of fusion that they can do, and the only sort of clue I have to this is if you see the panel of Yama's father from the back, you can see he has these like 3 braids or coming out of his hair, or like I think they're his hair. One of them's red, one of them's dark blue, and one of them's green, representing Yama, Doom, and Paul. What if this means, because like, wow, why would he have these colors? What if this means the 3 of them have this sort of affinity with one another where they can transform together? I know that sounds strange, but perhaps coming together, the 3 brothers, is the only way to defeat Yasiracha. It could be a beautiful story there. So either there's some kind of connection between the 3 brothers, or one of them's gonna die. I don't know, I'm just speculating here. But I do want to point out as well that this transformation concept, you want to call it beastification or transformation or whatever, it is interesting because aside from the canines and the felines, the transformation that we've seen is from Bomb and Heljo with like the red Thrissa, and particularly with Heljo, and it makes me wonder, will the Heljo transformation, is that something that Bomb will be able to do eventually? Maybe combining the red with the blue. Is he gonna gain this like outer coating, this armor perhaps? I think that'd be so dope, and especially since Doom tried to give Bomb the transformation power, and I think Bomb may have retained part of it. Like he didn't turn into a canine, but perhaps the transformation side stuck around. and maybe he can use the Thrissas to his advantage there. I think that'd be super cool. But anyway, those are my thoughts on the newest chapter of Tower of God and Yasiracha's transformation. I love it. I really do. Like, I know my mind's been all over the place this video when discussing my thoughts on it, but at the end of the day, I gotta give SIU props because it is such a unique design, and I really do think it fits that menacing, evil aura that Yasiracha really has deep down. What do you think of Yasiracha's transformation, and what do you think is going to happen in the upcoming chapters? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Huge shout out to my patrons, especially 2 new patrons, Marissa and Ronard Black. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your names right. Thank you very much for your support. You guys allow me to make content, particularly Tower of God content, which I absolutely love to make. So thank you so much for that support, and I really appreciate you guys. We also have a Discord server. The link is down below if you want to hang out. I sometimes go there and play games, and we can just chit chat and stuff. It's a lot of fun, so hopefully you can join there as well. And with that, I'll see you guys in my next Tower of God discussion video. Take care.